Gail.
Kat.
This is really disgusting.
Oh, we got a sticky situation for you. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of dry beans versus oily beans in superautomatic machines and what it does.
Okay. All right.
And we have the perfect example. I went back to our repair department and found this dog back there that really shows what happens when you use oily beans.
Okay.
Pan down here. These are drier roasted beans.
So more a medium roast.
And those are oilier, over roasted. So.
Well, over roasted, that's, 6 of one, half dozen the other, right?
Yep.
I mean, some people prefer that kind of a flavor.
Well, actually, yeah, it's a little harsher flavor, a little more burnt. Exactly. Flavor to the palate for sure.
Yeah.
More with espresso, more what you're going to get. What makes for a good espresso is the blend of the beans.
Exactly.
That really is what you need. You don't need to make it all dark and nasty, but if you like it, this is what's going to happen to your machine.
If you like dark and nasty, it's going to go dark and nasty.
Okay, so.
And that's totally G-rated.
You put the, you put the oily beans in there and take a look at this is a bean hopper. And you can see.
Wow.
The beans are even glued to the side of the, and those are not moving.
Holy cow.
That's a screwdriver to get that out of there.
Oh, man. So, it's just really stuck down with the oil. It's stinky, too. I mean, we don't have smell-o-vision here, but it's really smelly.
Yeah. And what it does is people talk about, oh, my beans are not flowing down, and I'll say, well, what kind of beans are you using? And they'll tell me, and I'll say, oh, oily beans. They won't flow because they get glued to the side of the bean hopper, and they just don't flow down the chute properly.
And then you probably have sort of like a coffee cement that happens over time, right, with the oil and the grounds down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the grinder, too. This is what you get, and we just took this apart purposely to show.
Wow.
See how it's gunking up the burrs?
Yeah.
And it gets the lower half of the burrs. This one isn't as bad as some.
So gnarly.
It's so compacted.
Look it's like, wow. You can't even see in between the burrs. It's like they just barely peek out.
Down in here, sometimes we open them up, and it's nothing but a clay pit. Absolutely just packed solid. This one's not as bad as some.
And so people, if this was going on with their machine, what they might notice is that it's not grinding or beans aren't dropping down or something like that, right?
It's not brewing properly.
Okay. Or they might be would they be getting more watery coffee because not enough grounds are going down?
What happens is no grounds will go down. The machine will sense that there's no grounds going down, and so then it goes into a default mode of recycling and shutting itself down. It won't brew, in other words. It dumps the grounds that have been ground down into the dregs box. You'll find grounds that are unused down in there, not wet, not anything.
Got it.
And you'll be telling me how no coffee comes out.
I see.
The machine, there's a sensor down in there. After it grinds the coffee, the ground coffee goes by the sensor. It senses that, then it brews it. If it doesn't go by it, not going to sense it, won't brew it.
I see. Now, okay, what if I'm really in love with crazy dark beans and I want to keep using them? Like, do you have tips on how I can make sure that my machine doesn't, get jacked up over time like this insanity in here?
Well, on some machines, the older ones like this one here, it had 18 settings.
Okay.
You would have to run it up to about 14, 16, and it lets those oily beans ground coarser, and they will go down through.
I see.
It just isn't quite the same, but that's the best you can do.
Okay.
And the ceramic flat burrs and some of the new machines are less apt to clog up.
Okay. And then they could run grinds and stuff through them too, that's starchy?
No, not in a super automatic.
Oh, really?
You can't run grinds through this or anything like that.
So how would you, so you just really have to be at the coarsest setting and then maybe just wiping down the oils in the hopper and stuff regularly?
As much as you can, but you still, without taking it apart, you can't get into the grinder to clean it, and you're still going to have issues with the grinder. And if you do get into the grinder and take it apart and you don't know how to recalibrate it, oh my. All of a sudden you got something that's grinding road gravel, or it's grinding, it's not they need
okay.
So
really,
we recommend you get it into a service center.
But really what we recommend at the end of the day is to expand your coffee horizons and go with a different blend that is at a medium roast.
Yeah, and you can just tell by looking at it.
Yeah, exactly. There's a very easily discernible difference between those two
Yep.
roasts. You don't want something that's super shiny and oily. You want something on the right.
Medium or
It's kind of like
drier.
just a little dry, a little bit of oil here and there. But
Yeah, and it clogs up, not only if you're using this, it clogs up the brew unit on the inside too.
Mhm.
All those oils get in the brew unit and all of a sudden it would stop brewing too.
Got it. Okay. All right. Thanks for the demo and the disgusting tour there, Gail.
Oh, it was just what are you going to do? The public needed to know.
This is your PSA for the day?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Thanks, Gail.
Take care.
Gail,
Kat.
this is really disgusting.
Oh, we got a sticky situation for you. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of dry beans versus oily beans in superautomatic machines and what it does.
Okay. All right.
And we have the perfect example. I went back to our repair department and found this dog back there that really shows what happens when you use oily beans.
Okay.
Pan down here. These are drier roasted beans.
So more a medium roast.
Mm-hmm. And those are oilier.